What up, peoples? This is your Cosmic Homegirl, and I'm doing a weekly forecast / cosmic weather report. What the energetic weather is like, what the vibe is like for the week of July 19th of 2020. So I'm covering July 19th through July 26th of 2020. Don't forget, if you want more info on this month, you can check out the July general forecast for the whole entire month, where I cover the full moons and new moons and everything in between. So that's up on my channel as well. So what's cracking this week, you guys? Let's just get right to it. Get right down to business. So we do have the moon in Cancer. We start out the week with the moon in Cancer. We have Mercury, the moon, the sun, all in Cancer beginning the week, because we are building up to a new moon in the sign of Cancer, which will be on the 20th. On the 20th, that's when the sun and the moon, they come together at the same point, at the same degree, and they form a new moon. And what does this mean for us? Well, new moons are a time to where they say there's new beginnings, but I do find that a lot of times new moons, there's something that you have to maybe give up, or something that has to go away in order to make the grounds of manifestation fertile for something new to grow. So a lot of times new moons can be about letting go. Some people may say otherwise, but I observe real human life examples, and I have seen it, and I have felt it, and experienced it, that yes, sometimes new moons are letting go and getting rid of things in order for new things to make way for new stuff, right? But we have all this emotional Cancerian energy. So a lot of people, I have noticed that like with some social media, I mean, not social media, like some celebs, and like there's been a lot of people talking about, I don't know if I can say the word or I'll get demonetized, maybe, I don't know, but people like wanting to check out. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. Wanting to just check out of this planet, because things are just too much for them. When we have Cancer season, people get highly emotional, like the waves of emotion, the tides rise high within us of emotion, and a lot of people can't take it, especially if all the Cancerian energy lands in like a water house for them, meaning it lands in their eighth house. Like for fire signs, especially, this is in the Cancerian energy lands in a water house for them, and they just impulsively want to do things to just say peace out because they can't handle all the emotion. Like for Sag risings, especially, this is in their eighth house. Tamar Braxton is a Sag rising, and she just had a little episode the other day, and this new moon building up is in her eighth house. Before it was the new moon, it's been building, but there's been Mercury here, there's been the sun here, and it's been affecting her in an eighth house way. The eighth house, it is like your darkest fears and trauma, and you could just be really thinking in a very dark manner when you have eighth house transits. Sometimes you may feel like life is over, there's no way out, all you see is darkness. It's like you're hiding in some dark hermit cave. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the eighth house can be like when you have those transits, and everybody goes through it at least once a year, So and also I saw something that showed Al B. Sure. If you're like hella super young, you may not know who he is, but he was a singer back in the 90s, or maybe late 80s and also 90s. That was my parents' stuff, but all my parents' stuff is my stuff too. I mean, whatever they listen to since I came out the womb has been my music too, but anyway, I'll be sure he's a singer, and he used to be super fly back in the days. He's the father of Quincy. God, what show is he on? He's on some popular show. Look, it's still the morning, y'all, and I'm trying to do this, okay? So forgive me if I'm not coming up with the right words or names or whatever. But Quincy and his fine ass. That's Quincy's pops, right? His real pops. Diddy isn't his real pops. But anyway, I'll be sure had an episode about Quincy's mother, who's his ex, Kim Porter. And she passed away a few years ago, but I'll Be Sure was on camera crying and playing music, and people were like, what the hell? What's going on with him? He's having a little breakdown. Well, I believe he's a Cancer rising, according to Astro Theme, but you guys already know me in Astro Theme. I will still side eye their birth times that they have and be like, where'd you get it from? But he may be a Cancer rising or have some other stuff in Cancer, if not rising, and he's just boo-hooing on camera, like hella sad. And then like Kanye West had an episode recently. Kanye West is speculated to be a Cancer rising. He's crying about Cancer rules giving birth, and I'm not gonna say the words, but he was crying about some stuff that has to do with giving birth, whether or not his mother was going to give birth to him, or you know what I'm saying, that what choice was she going to make. And also with he and Kim and their first daughter, he was like, yo, I almost didn't have my daughter and I almost wasn't here. Cancer energy deals with those topics and issues, and Kanye was breaking down and crying, like a lot of people are going through that. I just saw a headline in my YouTube feed because I follow the Breakfast Club, and their headline said Nick Cannon talks about times he was contemplating checking out of this motherfucker. So this new moon in Cancer, I mean, yeah, you'll see all this fluffy pretty stuff about how it's about new beginnings and all this beautiful things and wonderful, but it's not all sparkly, you guys. Like, Cancerian energy is very deeply emotional, and it'll bring out some emotional shit to where it's overwhelming for people. So if you guys can, I'm just giving the celeb examples because you guys can see that all on display. You know what I'm saying? This isn't like something that I'm just reading off of a website. This is real life. Observe real life around you and you'll see how astrology really does play out. So for all of you guys listening, I hope you guys are doing okay emotionally and not too overwhelmed, especially with the state of the world and how it is right now. And a lot of people are just kind of feeling out of place. Some people are literally out of place in many different ways in life. So I hope everybody's doing good. I hope the new moon does actually bring some blessings and some newness. That's something dope, after maybe a little bit of a darkness of having to dig deep emotionally to get some things out. So with this new moon, it is making some aspects to other planets. It makes a direct opposition to Saturn. Now that can also bring out some heavy stuff because Saturn is the planet that does rule heavy things in life. It rules discipline and rules and laws being enforced and authority and maturity and stuff like that. But Saturn's energy, especially being in its home sign of Capricorn, that can lead to depression a lot of times. It really can, because the dark side of Saturn and Capricorn and the 10th house, may I add, to be a nerd, is telling yourself that you are not good enough, or someone outside of yourself playing the role of Saturn and saying, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. This isn't good enough. No, you need to have higher standards. You need to, like, you're trying to reach a standard that can possibly be not impossible, but super hard to reach. Capricorn Capricorn symbol is a goat. Some say it's a sea goat, but where do you see a motherfucking sea goat, like, ever? Like, does that even exist? I don't know. But anyway, some say it's a sea goat, but also just goats in general, like mountain goats. And Capricorn and Saturn rule literal mountains, okay? Mountainous structures that you have to climb up this, to get to a high level. And it can be very steep. It can be very rocky, rough, and difficult. But all you keep looking at is the top. There could be boulders that are just flying past you, almost hitting you. You got to dodge them. There could be, it's difficult. It's you're running out of breath. You're running out of steam. But you keep pushing along because all you look at is that top goal of reaching the top. And if you look at, there's pictures of mountain goats, and they will do some G shit to like get up there, to where it looks impossible, but they're just standing there with a straight face, Like, yeah, I'm here, and so what? And I'm gonna get up there no matter what, you know? And you're like, how did they get right there? Oh my God. That is a total representation, real life, of Capricorn energy, but also its ruling planet Saturn, okay? And so, because of that, that can be dope. But sometimes when you have a challenging aspect to or from Saturn, the opposite can happen. It's, you see that top goal, but you see it and it's like, oh, if I don't get there, that means I'm a loser. Or, oh, look at how difficult it is. I'll never get there. Oh my gosh, everything is so hard. And it's going to be so hard to pick up the pieces of life. And you see life as being difficult, and that weighs on you, and that can lead to some people going into depressive states. So Saturn and moon aspects make you feel, because the moon is emotions, make you feel like life is just so difficult, tumultuous. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people are talking about all this heavy stuff, and expressing all of this stuff with this new moon coming up. So no, it hasn't all been pretty, okay? And then the sun continues to make an opposition to Saturn, especially on the 20th. And the sun is like your life force. It's your vitality. It's your ability to shine and be happy and say, hey, I'm here, everyone. It's me, and I don't care, and I'm just fabulous. Look at me. That's the sun. But when it's shadowed by Saturn, you can feel like someone's trying to dull your shine. You could feel this is maybe an internal battle between yourself and your other self, your higher self and your lower self, if you will, to where you're like, I want to feel like I'm shining. I want to feel like I'm dope. I'm the shit. I'm whatever, I'm lit. I'm like just fabulous, or whatever word you want to use. But then there's a side to you that's like, no, you ain't shit. You're nothing. You fail at this and you suck at that. And, there's this opposition here. Okay. So you have to fight against that. Or that could be somebody else. Like you're trying to, maybe it's not just how you look or your confidence with like appearance and just being yourself and expressing yourself. Maybe it can be like some type of career thing. To where you want to shine within your job, your career, or if you are a public figure or something. And then here's Saturn opposing you, telling you no. That could be other people like, you're not all that, or no, I'm gonna block your success some kind of way, or oh, so you thought you had it, but look, I'm gonna show you something. No, you don't. So people can be going through that right now with the sun opposing Saturn itself, or it can also, an opposition, yes, it could be negative as hell, but it can also challenge you to do better, to be better, to strive for more, to like improve yourself, to reach higher goals, to have higher standards for yourself. For some people it's that type of effect. It's like, you know what, no matter what anyone says, I'm gonna push through and I'm gonna make it, whatever making it means for you. Okay. So this new moon directly opposes Saturn by a degree, but it is still in an opposition to Pluto and Jupiter also. Pluto is destruction. It's all the dark things in life, destruction, death, but it's also rebirth, regeneration. And Pluto is like paranoia, dark thoughts. So there we go with that again, opposing emotional ass Cancer stuff. You know what I mean? So no wonder people are coming out with all of this stuff. And then there's Jupiter, which is about optimism, happiness, your ability to see tomorrow, to see a brighter day, to be grateful. And that's opposing this new moon too. So there's a challenge of like being able to see a brighter day amongst all the darkness that goes on, and to rebuild yourself. So people can be having that challenge presented to them with this new moon. There's no other aspects. The new moon is making a trine aspect. It's within that 8-degree orb because it's at 28 degrees and Neptune is at 20 degrees. So it's within the range, I would say, of the new moon. So we have Neptune in Pisces, which is about believing and, feeling with your intuitive little feelers, you know what I'm saying? And just trusting what you feel. And also Neptune is about like chasing dreams and stuff like that. Whatever people say is impossible, but you envision yourself having or doing or being, and you're like, but I can see it and I can feel it. I know it's real, even though I can't produce tangible proof of it right now. I know it's real. That's Neptune. The sun trine Neptune, oh my gosh, and the new moon trine Neptune, definitely pay attention to your dreams. I've noticed my dreams were off the chain the week leading up to the new moon, because the sun itself was making a trine aspect to Neptune. And there's been, like telepathic communication is Neptune. So putting messages out there via prayer or however, you know what I'm saying, to the universe or to even specific people, just energetically putting messages out there some sort of way, they can be felt, they can be heard. If somebody is really in tune with you, you're on the same frequency and all that stuff, they will catch your messages, even if it's not, you're not verbalizing it. And speaking of verbalizing, Mercury does come out of shadow this week. It's on the 26th, so I'll get there in date order. But yeah, I just wanted to cover this new moon in more detail of what it's going to bring to us. And as far as what it brings to your sign, I will do my absolute best, you guys, to post horoscopes on my IG stories. If I don't make it, my apologies. But I have, crazy work schedule again, and I'm trying to squeeze in some astrology stuff too. So yeah, okay. Forgive me if I don't get those out, but I hope you have a blessed new moon regardless. So the new moon is on the 20th. And it's also see, this doesn't even show Lilith. Nah, it's not. Lilith's only at 19 degrees. Never mind. It's not really squaring Lilith. Okay, just skip that. Okay. So also on the 20th, the moon moves into Leo. So it gets out of crybaby Cancer and moves into Leo. So the moon in Leo, it's still in the new moon phase. But it's in the sign of Leo now. So the moon will continue to be in Leo for a couple days until the sun moves into Leo. So Leo season is beginning, but I know Leos are going to get all happy. They're already dressed in their freaking animal print, and they're yellow and wearing all their gold and all that shit and their crowns and everything, like humping the air and twerking, just getting ready to let the lions loose. But newsflash, Leos will still have planets hanging out in other signs, okay? So other signs are still going to be lit up with energy too. It's not just going to be the Leo show for a little while, okay? So just chill. But the moon will be in Leo, and that is going to be such a good energy, switching from all the emotional Cancerian energy. And there's nothing wrong with being emotional. I'm double water. I'll tell you guys that all day. But it can be overwhelming, and it can be hindering. It can hold you back a lot of times from getting what you need to get done. It can flood, emotions can flood your mind. They flood everything. So it emotions can flood your logical brain into just only floating in emotional waters, and you can't get anything done for real. That's the life, especially for water signs, and then when there's all this water in the air, like everybody gets some sort of level of that. But moon in Leo is like, there are days to where you'll be a little extra. You'll be a little extra with your looks, with your hair. Leo rules the hair, so whatever type of hairstyle you have, you'll be like wanting the bigger ones. You'll be putting more of an emphasis on your hair. Even if you have short hair, barely any hair there, you will be touching your hair, brushing it, looking at it, making sure it looks good, you'll be doing something regarding that, or just your looks in general. But Leo moon days are days to where people, they do feel a lot more confident, and like, you don't know who I am. Oh my God. So people may have a little more of an attitude like that. Moon and Leo days are days that are a little more filled with childlike energy, with romance, with fun. You just want to strut it. You want to strut, you want to stunt during the Moon and Leo days, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. So the moon is in Leo until the 22nd. So the rest of the week, you guys, we really don't have any new aspects pop in. The moon will square Uranus on the 21st. Moon square Uranus, it can be a little bit of erratic energy, people wanting to really express themselves freely, and maybe there's some challenges presented due to that. But yeah, so we have the moon, mostly just the moon phases change throughout the rest of the week, and then whatever other aspects I was talking about, they linger, okay? But actually I lied. Because on the 22nd we have the sun moving into Leo. Hold up. Okay. So yes, this is Pacific time in the US. We have the sun moving into Leo on the 22nd, and the moon is in Leo. So Leo season kicks off with a Leo moon. And I know Leos are really going to be Leoing so hard. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Leos are going to Leo hard. And I like to sit back and watch that. Leos are entertaining people. And Leo, the sign of Leo itself, the energy of Leo rules entertainment, and being center stage and just doing the most, twerking, voguing, every type of dance style, especially ones where you whip your hair around and you do all these extra little moves and hand movements, like, yes, I am fabulous. You can imagine someone saying that when they're moving. All those type of dances are Leo. Okay, Leo all day. But Leo rules entertainment, being on the stage, acting in plays or movies, or walking red carpets, and all that stuff is Leo. So whenever it's Leo season, celebrities are in the spotlight no matter what, no matter when, no matter what's going on in the sky. But there tends to be a little bit more of an emphasis on the topic of celebrity when we have Leo season, when we have major transits through the sign of Leo. So the sun in Leo until August 22nd. So happy birthday to all Leos everywhere. I know you guys count your birthday month instead of just like, oh, I'm waiting until my birthday. No, Leos are one of the number one signs that when it's their quote unquote season, meaning the sun is in their sign, they celebrate themselves the whole entire freaking month. All right. Or even just the month of July, the month of August. They're like, it belongs to us. And they're just like strutting around with their little invisible crowns. Or maybe some of them do wear a crown. I don't know. I am a fan of Rich Lux here on YouTube, and he wears a crown, and he's a Leo. He's always talking about Team Leo and all that stuff all day. He's a Leo to the max, you guys. So yeah, some of you guys may actually be wearing a crown. But anyhow, yes, Leo season begins. So for everybody collectively, whenever the sun is in Leo, yes, there can be an emphasis on confidence. So that means you may feel more confident, or if you don't, you're going to be doing things to change that and to give your self-esteem a little bit more of a boost. So that's why people will do things like put more of an emphasis on their do, on their wig, on their hair, whatever. They'll be putting an emphasis on it, making some improvements to their appearance, getting their wardrobe right to where they're stunting a little bit more. But also just confidence in general. There's confidence and self-esteem. It's either boosted or the issues surrounding them are more prominent and come to the surface. But Leo also rules children and acting like children, no matter what age you are, just having a youthful spirit. And just shining out there, man. The sun, it rules the sign of Leo. So it's at home in the sign of Leo. So it's really, the energy is really like bestowed upon us, if you will. So sun in Leo starting July 22nd, Leo season begins. But like I said, Leos, before you get too hyped and think everything just belongs to you guys during this time, Don't forget, we still have Mars and Aries. So Aries people are still lit up. We have Venus and Gemini. Gemini people are still lit up. And we have Mercury in Cancer. So Cancer energy is still in the air too. Okay. So I know you guys don't want to hear that. Me, it's all about me. Look at me. And look at my fabulous hair. But anyway, so I'm just teasing you guys. I love Leos. Sometimes you guys are just a little too much, but you know, you guys still dope people. Okay, so on the 23rd or 22nd, is it the 22nd? Yeah, on the 22nd, 23rd, depending upon where you are at, the moon moves into Virgo for a couple days. Moon and Virgo days are very productive. Usually they're either productive or they're scattered as hell. Okay, but either way, you want to organize your life, get your life together. You want to clean, you want to pay your bills, you want to sit down with your little planner and your little calendars and whatnot and write things down and try to figure out your life. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's Virgo energy. I have to do my little Virgo Poindexter voice. Yeah. But people could be a little bit more neurotic. They could be like super anal about things, analytical and judgy. Virgo energy could be super judgy, super nosy. So please do not, okay? Do not, you guys. Please don't. Mind your business when the moon's in Virgo. Mind your business. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to tell about the dark side of Leo energy. Yes, Leo has a dark side. I know you guys don't like to hear that, Leos, but it's true. Being too pompous, too loud, too attention seeking. Okay, that can be a part of Leo season energy too. So don't tap into that. But all the other good stuff, yes, honey, sparkle on. Okay. So moon in Virgo for a couple days until the 24th, maybe. Is this thing slow? Yeah. Jeez Louise. Okay, so until the 24th, we have the moon in Virgo. Then the moon switches into Libra. The moon switches into Libra. And for a couple days, there's a lot more, relationship-oriented energy, one-to-one partnership. Doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be you want an exchange with another soul, another human, I wouldn't say soul. I would say, because Libra is air, it's not like soulful. It's very lighthearted. So just, oh, hi. Oh, my God, your sweater is so cute. Oh, my God, I love your bracelet. Oh, my God, your hair. Oh, yeah. That's Libra energy all day. It doesn't have to mean anything deep or emotional. You just want an exchange with somebody. You know what I'm saying? That could be what's going on when the moon is in Libra. You can feel like whatever it is that you're doing on those days, you would much rather have someone with you than be alone. I say that Libra energy has the J-Lo syndrome, and I know it's debatable of what is J-Lo's ascendant sign, but I'm telling you, I believe it to be Libra. I think she may have Libra energy, Libra rising, and some planets in her 10th house. I believe so. Wait, let's see. Libra rising would put Leo in the 11th, but it could be the 10th depending upon the birth time. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so sorry, nerd calculations, but I think J-Lo is a Libra rising. Because she can never be alone. She always has somebody on the back burner. And before I even knew all this stuff about astrology like this, to this level, I had like friends who were Libras or heavy 7th house influence, and they can never be alone, and they always wanted people to like them. And like they can never be alone. It's like they break up with some dude, and then right away they have another dude. And I'm like, how? Like there was even one that I knew, a Libra rising I knew. And she had a relationship, and she was like, oh, she moved to a whole other city, whole other state, whole other region to be with this dude. And then she would be texting me, I don't want to be here. Oh my God, I'm tired of him, blah, blah, blah. I want to come back home, And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, why don't you just come back home then? You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard to leave a relationship, but just do it. And then she'd be like, yeah, maybe I should. And then she came back home. And we were like, yay, welcome back. And she was supposed to like move in with us and everything. We were going to give her a place to stay. And then after 2 days, she was gone to a whole other state. I text her like, yo, when are you coming through? Oh, haha, I'm already in this other state. What are you doing there? Oh, with my new boyfriend. How the do you have a new boyfriend, girl? Oh my gosh. You after 2 days? No, it's because she had him on the back burner, you guys. She had him on the back burner. And she was with that fool for a couple years, and then as soon as he was gone, she had somebody else and was engaged and got married and lived in another state again. Like, J-Lo syndrome. She's always married. She's always got a man's of some sort. Even if she's not married, she's always got somebody. So that's why I say Libra energy has the J-Lo syndrome. Never alone. Anyway, I say that to say that the days when the moon is in Libra, a lot of us may feel very relationship oriented. If you already have a boo, well, then maybe you just want to be closer to them. You want to do things with them. If you don't have one, maybe you'll be craving that partnership, that feeling of having someone. Even if it's not romantic necessarily to like be all cuddled up with, maybe it's like you just want to exchange words with somebody. You just want to talk. You just want somebody to like, you want to tell your ideas and your thoughts to, and they give their opinion and give you feedback. Like, it could be just as simple as that. Collaborations and things like that. Okay. That's Libra life. Okay. So the moon in Libra from the 24th until the 26th. Okay, so one thing I wanted to talk about was, when the moon's in Libra, you guys, the 24th, mostly like the 25th, it looks like, it's going to be making aspects, the 25th and the 26th, it's going to be making negative aspects to Mercury, to Mars, and then to Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn. It's going to be making all these squares. So that can present relationship challenges, actually. Challenges to relationships or issues, excuse me, issues surrounding relationships can come up a little bit more. Because it's relationship energy, Libra being challenged by Mercury, communication, and Cancer, which is emotions, and then Mars and Aries, which is anger and aggression, and oh my God, why didn't you do this? And pointing the finger, pointing that Mars arrow at people. And then, all these planets can deal with like heavy long-term issues, right? So that's like the 25th, like the 25th into the 26th. So the 26th is when the moon moves into Scorpio late at night, where I'm at, but where you guys are at, it could count as the 27th. So I'll cover more of the moon in Scorpio next week, but oof, I love Scorpio moon. Love hate with Scorpio energy, right? Scorpio energy is just that. Love and hate to the extreme on each side. Oof, yo. So moon in Scorpio days, the energy, of course, the term that everybody uses for Scorpio is intense. Because yes, indeed, it is intense energy. It's very emotionally intense. You may try to hide your emotions more, but you feel them very deeply. You can be more into like scary movies and thrillers and horror and serial killer documentaries and like reading up on some dark shit, doing more occult things, quote unquote. That's totally scorpionic stuff. Wearing darker colors, wearing the color black, wearing dark lipstick if you wear makeup, all of that. Listening to artists who have Scorpio energy, whatever type of genre you listen to, if they are scorpionic in nature, you're going to be jamming out to that stuff. So let's see. Yeah, moon 0 degrees of Scorpio and then moves into Scorpio in the next few days. But let me just tell you guys this real quick. So Mars is building up to a square. It's starting to build up to a square to Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. Now, this is going to be more like in the next coming weeks, but just to be forewarned, is to be forearmed. Mars square Jupiter can be like issues revolving around impulse, like impulsive behaviors, or it can challenge you if you usually just sit there on your ass and you don't take action when you should be. Mars square Jupiter. Jupiter is challenging Mars, like, yo, just do it, my G. Just jump and fly. Don't be scared. What is there for you to fear? Are you fearing being successful at something, or are you fearing failure? You know what I'm saying? Just jump and do it. So it can have that effect on some people, or it could be the opposite. It's like, yeah, I want to do this, but no, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I should. But yeah, I want to, but no, I don't know. Yeah, so it's something to do with taking action and having belief and faith in those actions. And then Mars squaring Pluto. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this transit, you guys. Collectively, it's a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. Mars square Pluto. Anything Mars and Pluto can bring about violence. And then it's in Aries, which is violent within itself. Very angry and impulsive energy. So Mars square Pluto can equate to violence and stuff like that. Mars and Aries rules weaponry, knives, guns, and all of that shit is ruled by Aries, and the use of it, Mars is, yeah. So Mars square Pluto, yeah, it's a little scary. Watch yourself over these next couple weeks, especially because Pluto can rule creeping, like creeping on people in the darkness, and then you just jump out of the bushes and stuff. Stuff like that. Be aware, be cautious. But Mars square Pluto can present challenges that do encourage people in Plutonian ways, like maybe encourage you to sit still and stay focused and have tunnel vision towards your target. Now, that can, some people take that as their target as being like obsessively obsessing over like a person and wanting to take some action that isn't cool. You know what I mean? But for some people, it can be very passionate action in a good way. Wink, wink. Do you know what I'm saying? It can make people super amped up in animalistic ways that are actually not so bad. You know what I mean? And then the moon in Scorpio and then Sag. Oh my God. But anyway, okay. But Mars square Pluto can make people be challenged to like, yo, sit still, stay focused. And what you want, you go after it and you execute things with precision. Okay. So that it can present that as well. And then, you know, in the next couple weeks, it'll start to square Saturn, and I'll talk about that later. But that's it, you guys. Oh, wait, hold up. One last thing. My bad. On the 26th, this is when Mercury comes out of its shadow period. Hallelujah. I'm tired of the typos, you guys. I'm tired of looking hella illiterate. Like, hooked on phonics did not work for me back in the day. And I'm tired of, like, saying things and it's like, no, I didn't mean to say it like that. I meant blah, 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 blah. I'm tired of all of that. Technical issues, yo. Who else is tired of that? Mercury, once it surpasses the degree in which it went retrograde, which is 14 degrees of Cancer, then that's when it's out of its shadow period, and we will be good for a minute. Okay. As far as the retrograde cycle, Lord have mercy, switching from dark to light. I'm sorry if I killed anyone else's eyes if you're actually watching this and not just listening. But Mercury comes out of its shadow period the 26th, right? 26th, 27th. And we're in the clear for a minute because in a few months, we're going to have Mercury retrograde again, but it's going to be in Scorpio. Oh my God. It's going to be in October. So what is this? July. Okay. So we have like 3 months that we're in the clear. Because right when October begins, we go into shadow period of Mercury in Scorpio. Yeah. So, so we'll be good with mercurial matters for a little bit. So yes, that's why I was listening actually to the Breakfast Club, like yesterday, and Charlemagne was like, is Mercury still in retrograde? He's like, I thought Mercury retrograde was over. And I wanted to shout out. So by like, shadow period. Hello. I was chatting with one of my astro homies yesterday, and she was like, telling me she thinks Angela Yee maybe into astrology, because when she interviewed the lovely August Alsina, and there was like in the background, I don't know if any of you guys watched it or saw this, but there was this huge ass like astrological wheel, and it had planets in the sun, and I was like trying to read that chart. Like, I was listening to the interview, of course I listened to every word, but I was still like trying to read the chart, like, is this someone's chart or is that the current transits? Because I thought I saw like Mars, you know, and Neptune in Pisces, and I was like, what is this? You know, I think it was the current transits. I had to get my nerd on, my astro nerd on. But yeah, she had that in the background. Sometimes she mentions like sun signs and stuff. Charlemagne always talks about sun signs and people, you know, especially if there's a fellow Cancer that comes on. But yeah, and then they have yeah, he was like, is Mercury still in retrograde? I'm like, yo, thank you for talking about it, even if it is like surface level. I mean, thank you for talking about it, not in a way that's not, I mean, that's like dissing on astrology and making it seem like, oh, it's such a joke, Mercury in retrograde. This shit ain't no motherfucking joke, man. It's all the way real. So if he wasn't joking, I'm like, yo, clap, clap. Thank you very much. A huge publication actually speaking about astrology in a non like condescending way. You know what I'm saying? So that is the future, you guys. People need to get ready and stop trying to clown, because this is the real deal. You know, this is like that's like clowning on the weather report. You know what I'm saying? Like watching the news and saying, oh, the weather's fake. It's not gonna rain. Are you okay? Fine then. Don't get your umbrella out then. It's not gonna snow. Okay, all right. Watch the next morning you wake up and your ass can't even leave your driveway because you didn't believe the weather report. That's pretty much what astrology is. So anyway, I talk too much and I gotta go to work. So I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching and listening. Peace.